Judge Judy had seen arrogant people before. But the moment Victoria Hartwell walked into that courtroom, something felt different. It wasn't just the designer suit, not just the diamond necklace catching the light. It was the way she looked around, like she wasn't entering a courtroom. She was inspecting it, like she owned it. Victoria didn't sit down quietly. She placed her handbag on the table with slow precision, crossed her legs, and gave a quick glance at Maria Chen, the woman suing her. The kind of glance that dismisses someone instantly. Maria looked the opposite, nervous, tired, holding a folder so tightly her knuckles had turned pale. This wasn't just another case for her. This was everything. The dispute itself sounded small, $4,800. That's at a catering bill. But what made this case different was what happened behind that number. Maria Chen had spent 15 years building her catering business from scratch. No investors, no shortcuts. Just long nights, double shifts, and saving every dollar she could. She started in a tiny rented kitchen, cooking meals that reminded people of home. Slowly, word spread. People trusted her. Her food wasn't just good, it meant something. So when she got a call from Victoria Hartwell, she thought her life had finally changed. Because Victoria wasn't just anyone. She was the mayor's wife. And the event? A major fundraising gala. 200 guests. High-profile people. Media coverage. Exposure that could take Maria's small business to the next level overnight. Victoria had promised exactly that. Do this well, she told her, and you'll never have to worry about clients again. Maria believed her. She poured everything into that event, worked nearly 3 days straight, hired extra staff she couldn't really afford, bought fresh ingredients, rented equipment, all from her own pocket. By the time the event started, everything was ready, and it went perfectly. Guests came back for second servings. People complimented the food. Even the mayor himself praised the setup. For Maria, it felt like the moment everything paid off. Until the next day, when she sent the invoice and got nothing back. At first, she thought it was just a delay. Then she followed up. Still nothing. Finally, she managed to reach Victoria. And that's when everything changed. Victoria didn't apologize, didn't explain. She laughed, not awkwardly, not politely, cold, dismissive. And then she said something Maria wouldn't forget. Take me to court if you want. You won't win. Maria thought she was bluffing. She wasn't. Because when Maria actually filed the case, things started getting strange. The first judge stepped down, then the second, then the third delayed the case indefinitely. No clear answers, no progress, just silence, and bills piling up, suppliers asking for money, rent due, staff to pay. That $4,800 wasn't profit anymore. It was survival. And slowly it became clear. This wasn't just bad luck. Something was stopping her. That's when Maria made a risky decision. She moved the case to Judge Judy's arbitration court. No local influence. No delays. Just a decision. Victoria agreed to it, probably thinking this would be easy. After all, what's a TV judge compared to real power? That assumption would become her biggest mistake, because Judge Judy wasn't interested in appearances. She was interested in patterns. And something about this case didn't sit right with her. Before the hearing, she reviewed the file. Then she noticed something. Victoria had been involved in similar disputes before. Not one, not two, a pattern. Different vendors, same story. Work completed, payment denied. Excuses made. That alone raised questions. But what really caught attention was how often those vendors backed off. Almost like they were pressured or scared. By the time the hearing started, Judge Judy already knew one thing. This case wasn't just about money. It was about behavior control, and whether someone believed they were above consequences. Back in the courtroom, Victoria was already speaking, confident. Smooth. Too smooth. This is a simple case, she said. The service was below standard. I chose not to pay. She didn't hesitate, didn't stumble. She'd said this before. Meanwhile, Maria spoke quietly, carefully, explaining every step, showing receipts, photos from the event, even messages confirming details. Her voice shook at times, but her story stayed consistent. That contrast? Everyone in the room felt it. One person spoke like nothing mattered. The other spoke like everything did. Judge Judy listened, didn't interrupt much, just watched. Measured. Then she asked a simple question. Mrs. Hartwell, how many vendors have you worked with in the past few years? Victoria shrugged slightly. I don't keep track. That answer might have sounded normal, but it wasn't. Because people who run multiple events keep records. Judge Judy flipped a page. Because I'm seeing multiple complaints tied to your name. And for the first time, Victoria paused, just for a second. But it was enough, that tiny hesitation. That was the crack. And once a crack appears, it spreads. The room got quieter after that, not dramatic quiet, the kind where people lean forward without realizing it. Because now, something was off. Victoria noticed it too. But instead of slowing down, she leaned into it. These are just people who couldn't meet expectations, she said, slightly sharper now. You can't expect high-level events to tolerate mistakes. It sounded reasonable, if you didn't look too closely. But Judge Judy wasn't looking at the words. She was looking at the pattern. Did you raise these concerns during the event? She asked. Victoria shook her head. No, that wouldn't be appropriate in front of guests. So you waited until after, to refuse payment completely. A pause. Yes. Another small crack. Judge Judy nodded slowly, then shifted direction. Let's talk about the contract. Maria handed over a copy, signed, tailed clear. Victoria barely glanced at it. That's not my signature. The room reacted instantly. Maria froze. What? She whispered. You must have forged it, Victoria added, casually. That word changed everything. This wasn't a disagreement anymore. It was an accusation, a serious one. Judge Judy's tone changed, not louder, just colder. You're claiming forgery. Do you have proof? Victoria leaned back slightly. I know what I signed. That's not proof. Silence. For the first time, Victoria didn't have a quick response, and Judge Judy didn't rush to fill the gap. She let it sit, let it grow uncomfortable. Then, she picked up another document. Handwriting analysis confirms this signature matches yours. Victoria's expression shifted, subtle, but visible. And now, the confidence started slipping, not gone, but no longer effortless. Judge Judy continued. Also, I reviewed previous disputes involving you. Victoria's lawyer straightened slightly. That wasn't expected. There seems to be a pattern of refusing payment after services are completed. That's not accurate, Victoria said quickly. Then help me understand why multiple vendors describe similar experiences. No answer. Just a tight expression. Judge Judy didn't push harder. She didn't need to, because the story was already forming, not loudly, but clearly. This wasn't about one bad experience. This was habit, and habits are harder to defend. Maria, meanwhile, was holding back tears, not dramatic ones, just the kind that come from exhaustion. I did everything they asked, she said softly. I just wanted to be paid. That line hit differently because it wasn't emotional manipulation. It was simple and real. Judge Judy looked back at Victoria. You hosted the event. The food was served. Guests attended, correct? Yes, and you paid. Nothing. Victoria hesitated. Then yes, that was it. That was the moment. No shouting, no explosion, just a clean, undeniable admission. Judge Judy closed the folder. Decision made. This court rules in favor of the plaintiff. Victoria blinked, like she hadn't expected it to go this way. You are ordered to pay $4,800 for the completed service, she continued. Additionally, based on your unsupported accusation of forgery, damages apply. Now, Victoria sat forward. This is ridiculous. No, Judge Judy cut in, calm but firm. What's ridiculous is refusing payment after accepting full service. Silence again, heavier this time. You don't get to rewrite agreements after benefiting from them. That line stayed in the air, because it wasn't just about this case. It applied to everything. Judge Judy finished simply. Case closed. Gavel down. And just like that, it was over. But the impact didn't stop there, because what made this case powerful wasn't the amount, it was what people recognized in it. Anyone who's ever been underpaid, ignored, dismissed, or told they didn't matter, saw themselves in Maria. And people like Victoria, they exist, not always this obvious, but real enough. That's why clips like this spread, not because of shouting, but because of clarity. A moment where someone expected to win, didn't, and someone who almost gave up, didn't have to. Maria didn't celebrate wildly, she just exhaled, like she'd been holding her breath for months, and for the first time, it felt like things might be okay, not perfect, but fair, and sometimes, that's enough.